Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine and Crypto. I'm your host, Vega, for SerpentX Tech. Unfortunately, this week has been a little bit sad as far as the crypto market goes. It's been pretty red. We dropped pretty far, but some of the items that I've been concerned about as the Fed continue to remain hawkish in their stance and interest rates and all that good stuff. And yeah, it's not just crypto, it's pretty much across the board. And it's just the circle of life. I don't know what to tell you. The circle of life continues in the crypto world. Nothing new. Not the first bearish situation. Won't be the last. Just continue going on. Continue hashing away, mining. Continue moving forward. Drinking some Doge Lord coffee. And as the ad before the video, not the ad from YouTube, but the trailer from me, Doge Lord Coffee does have the concealed network collection on. We did a giveaway previous stream, giving away some conceal, and Crypto Mikkel did the same as well. And you can see, we're looking at the charts here, that we touched off of this legacy line that I've been pointing at for quite some time, right? So if 27, 28, if 28 didn't hold, which we were looking at back here, was 27.5. Like if we fell from right here, creating that Bart Simpson, we would have been at 25 or 27.6, 27.7. However, it extended, and the Bart Simpson is just that much longer. Here's one Bart, here's another Bart, but not as drawn down, and then here's the real Bart Simpson. So Bart Simpson is trolling the hell out of us, unfortunately. And we'll see how things pan out. But we did touch off that legacy line that goes back quite a ways. Let's see here. August of last year, basically. And it's very interesting to see, as the market continues, what else? Like if we can't hold this, if we break through this 25K level, like realistically, there's not much. There might be a little bit of support here at the 22-ish, 23K range. So we might find some support there. But then we're talking 21, and then we're talking 20 or 19.5. So real struggle or buying opportunities, depends on how you want to view it, how you want to see it. I see it as an opportunity. Hopefully this will help you get your hardware at a discount. Maybe some of those prices on the ASIC you were looking to get will go down. But it's all across the board, with a few alts doing a little bit better than most. I can't see a whole lot. Let's see here. H-bar, Rune, Caspa's up 9%, back around that 4 cents range. XRD, FXX, like bunch of tokens that I really don't have any interest in, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have interest in it, I'm happy for you. Unfortunately, SHIB, announcing something that I think was pretty substantial, but right at the same time that this all happened, so not really good, and everybody's just kind of blowing through it. But yeah, I mean, if we go to my Twitter, I think 24 hours before it happened, I basically tweeted at Tom like, hey, this is what I'm seeing right here, getting closer to that one spot I was talking about for weeks. And this is before we had that drawdown. Once we lost this EMA ribbon, which I think is the 20, 50, what is that one? The 100. If we couldn't hold that 100 couldn't hold, we would have fell right through. We did, and we just blasted through everything. A lot of stuff was liquidated. There's a lot of reasons why crypto is down. We're gonna try to cover that in some of the articles, but I did fucking call it. But TA is not an exact thing. I just knew we would still have another drawdown before we move to start trying to make new records, I guess you could say. But Bitcoin price on the skids is investor pool about 1 billion from crypto. We're gonna go over some of the exhibits or evidence that people are citing as the reason for crypto being down. The price of Bitcoin has dropped nearly 9% since early Thursday as part of a broader sell-off of risky assets. A report that Elon Musk's SpaceX had dumped cryptocurrency stoked investors' fears. According to CoinGlass, cryptocurrency trading platform, $1 billion has been drained from cryptocurrencies over the past 24 hours. This article was written on Friday or yesterday. Basically, Thursday's sell-off, which hit the stock markets as well as the traditional safer bets like government bonds, came after the officials of the U.S. Federal Reserve, the Fed notes, expressed concern that inflation remained unacceptably high, signaling that another rate hike could be in the cards. The Wall Street Journal reported Thursday that SpaceX had written down the value of its Bitcoin it owns by a total of $373 million last year and in 2021, and had sold the cryptocurrency. The report sparked a panic reaction in the crypto market. SpaceX did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. Musk has been vocal proponent of Bitcoin, announcing early 2021 that Tesla would accept payment in cryptocurrency. Though he had later ditched those plans, Tesla and also dumped a big chunk of its own Bitcoin holdings last year. The crypto market has faced pressure from U.S. regulators in recent months. In June, the SEC sued Coinbase, and we all know about that, blah, blah, blah. The company called a break this week when they won a crucial victory, talking about Coinbase, a crucial victory by getting regulatory approval that will allow the platform to offer U.S.-based investors access to crypto derivatives, which will account for about 75% of crypto trades. We're going to have an article about that as well. None of the articles will be put in the description like I used to back in the day because you guys don't click the links. However, there will be links down there that show you support the channel. If you feel like it's helping out, please do. Thank you, Crypto Mikkel, and all the viewers from coming on over. Continuing on through the news, Bitcoin calm shatters with sudden tumble, mass liquidations. Obviously, Bloomberg wants you to pay for their crap. I'm not doing that. Obviously, this is another one as well. Evergrande, crypto crash, Chinese giant impact on digital markets. We got another bankruptcy. But this has been going on for a while. But China's Evergrande bankruptcy filing reverberates through the crypto markets, triggering significant drops in major digital assets and casting a shadow over Tether's financial backing. Once the leading property developer in China, Evergrande has recently transformed into a prominent representation of China's property crisis. On August 17th, Evergrande sought refuge from their debtors by filing for a Chapter 15 protection under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code. The provision assists non-U.S. companies in shielding themselves during restructuring, keeping creditors at bay. Evergrande affiliate Taiji Holdings followed suit in Manhattan bankruptcy court. The development underscores the mounting anxiety that China's property sector may bleed into other areas of the economy, especially as growth falters. Evergrande liabilities, an astronomical sum of $330 billion, and a late 2021 default had catalyzed a chain reaction. Companies responsible for 40% of Chinese home sales have defaulted since the debt crisis emerged in mid-2021. The situation has left a grim landscape filled with thousands of unfinished homes and rattled investors. Evergrande is not just folding its cards. Restructuring talks are underway in Hong Kong, the Cayman Islands, and the British Virgin Islands. Creditors may soon vote on the restructuring plan with potential approval by Hong Kong and British Virgin Island courts in early September. News of the Evergrande bankruptcy filing sent shockwaves through the crypto market. Bitcoin leading the charge, crashing 7% in the past 24 hours. And minutes even dipped into the 26K, leading to 26.5 as of August. So we've erased the August highs and back down to not where we were supposed to be, but where we didn't want to be. Obviously, Evergrande, Catalyst 1, SpaceX, or the report of SpaceX selling their Bitcoin stash, Catalyst 2, the Fed remaining hawkish on the rate, because of the inflation and everything. Catalyst number 3, lots of liquidations. Catalyst number 4. It's just an ever growing situation that just led to the crypto market crash. But again, not just crypto, the traditional market as well. So not surprised. Was expecting it, but does it change anything? For me, no. the fundamentals are still there. I'm still going to hash away. I'm still going to stack them sats. Bitcoin, Caspa, Radiant, Litecoin, Dogecoin. I'm still just going to continue to adjust, adapt, and overcome as I've been raised, and continue to push forward. It would be nice to see the arena that we are all playing in, and not just the tech arena, but the crypto arena, kind of become more unified and more kind to one another. But it seems that there's a lot of back and forth, and usually when people are broke, they tend to fight. And I'm not saying that everybody's broke, but when you're not as, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. Let's just be fucking real. Most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. It would be nice to get a fucking break. But for people that do have money, they're just not as rich, or they're not making as much money. And usually in that state, people are at each other's throats. And it's not just the tech and crypto, it's across the board. And it's unfortunate that we're in this state, and drama just continues to ensue, and shit just continues to happen. But once, Bitcoin starts making new all-time highs, once the traditional stocks are stabilizing and consistently going up by a few percentage, because we know the S&P, NASDAQ, and all that stuff only go up by a few percent during their bull markets compared to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which Bitcoin is still a leading asset, or how can I say this? I know the terminology, I'm just not putting it together. It has been outpacing other assets in the industry as a investment. It still has, even with this drawdown. So, I just closed out TradingView by accident. It's whatever. So I wouldn't get your panties in a wad. I wouldn't be too concerned. I wouldn't be, selling the farm, selling the kids. Just hang in there. Everything will be fine. But we bounced off of that target, exactly where I had it. I did put in a couple positions here to scoop up as a drawdown. Some exchanges actually went down pretty far. Like you see this line here is right at that 25.1. Some exchanges went down into the 24K range. So if you were on those exchanges and you had some buy positions around that range, you probably were filled. Congrats. But yeah, just hang tight. Don't get too fearful. But obviously, Tether's exposure to Chinese debt is another mounting concern, as Tether is one of the most prominent stablecoins in the cryptocurrency market. Has been caught in the shadow of the Evergrande crisis. Evergrande. The complexity of Tether's asset backing and potential exposure to Chinese financial system makes it a focal point of interest and concern. If you're trying to get my attention, please at me or send a super chat. Otherwise, I'm going to keep on rocking and rolling. Tether's backing traditionally consists of reserves in fiat currencies like the US dollar. However, the composition shifted over time to include other assets like commercial paper. In the mid-2021, a report highlighted that nearly 50% of Tether's backing came from commercial paper, short-term unsecured promissory notes issued by corporations. While Tether quickly assured the market that it had no direct exposure to Evergrande's debt, the precise details of commercial paper and Tether's reserves remain undisclosed. Concerns arise after the commercial paper issued by the Chinese corporations could still form part of Tether's reserves, indirectly linking Tether to China's broader economic situation. Evergrande's default and broader uncertainty in the Chinese real estate and corporate sectors could impact the value and stability of the commercial paper from other Chinese entities. If Tether holds a significant portion of such paper, it could lead to a question about the stablecoin's valuation and stability. What to expect next? Evergrande's restructuring, blah, 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 yada, yada, the shock from Evergrande, blah, whatever. Expect heightened scrutiny on Tether and similar stablecoins as analysts and regulators dissect their exposure to the global market events and adhere to financial standards. The Evergrande saga could be a catalyst for a more rigid oversight. So, more regulatory scrutiny in the future. I could see that happening. You could see Tether's price, over the past 7 days, it was taking a hit. I mean, it's only went down to the 99-cent range. Obviously, they can print whenever they need to. And we've seen them make a bunch of USDT to stack up on Ethereum back in the day. That was a big talking point. But yeah, I'm not overexposed into Tether. So if it crashed, I'm assuming it would definitely have a huge hit on the overall markets. But you know, things will still be fine. Hell, if it crashes any further, you know, we're definitely going to be in that, you know, good opportunity to buy, not financial advice, not investment advice, but it would be a good opportunity to buy, right? Because we may never see Bitcoin. If it hits 20K, I already told the wife that I'm going to use the family account to get some more. Because I don't think we're ever going to go back to those levels again. But, you know, if we can maintain this 26K, move sideways for a little bit, at least stay stable until the halvening. Because, you know, right before the halvening, we're going to fall down, just like we always do. Right before the halvening comes, we fall down. Halvening happens, we trade sideways, and then we start to pick back up. And a year or so later, we start making new all-time highs. So it's just the trend. It's just the trend. But the fear and greed index at a 34. A lot of people in fear right now. A lot of uncertainty and doubt. While Harry Potter, Obama, Pac-Man, 8 Inu is been on a tear recently. If you guys got in at that 16-cent mark, congrats. Because if you know, spent $100 at 16 cents and then you sold when it was, actually, let's do some math real quick. Let's see here. So 0.16, or actually we need to do 100 divided by 0.16 times that by 0.72 cents. You made 450 bucks off of 100 bucks. That's not bad. That's not bad. But unfortunately, finding these meme coins, finding these coins that are going to pop off like that, like the next Pepe, is there's not an exact science. Yeah, you can go and track, and I've been doing that. You can go and track new tokens that come out, and then you go and do some research about the new tokens on the Ethereum network, and then you're like, oh, maybe this thing could blow up, and then some whales come in, right? And they do buy a big chunk. Then they dump on your ass, and then you're stuck holding a bag of a coin that just regressed 3,000%. It's a timing thing, and you need to spend a lot of time on it, and I do not have the time to do that. However, I know some people do. Congratulations to you. CNN Business says that Bitcoin falls as SpaceX reportedly dumps cryptocurrency. As I mentioned in the title, a lot of people are going to give you reasons why crypto is down, but it's whatever. I will play this video later on for us, but we're going to continue moving on. Crypto sell-off intensifies with XRP, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash among the hardest hit. Do you really care? Like Bitcoin Cash, do you really care? I don't think you do. You know, I don't. But maybe you do. Maybe Bitcoin Cash is your baby. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But past 7 days, it went from $236 to $178 at the low, 177. It's back up to 187. What else was there? Litecoin and XRP. Let's look at XRP real quick. Past 7 days. So it was around 60 something cents. Started going down, crashed to a low of, and you can see there was a lot of opportunity right there. If I can get it to stay, 47 cents. And we're back up to 52 cents. And then Litecoin. Litecoin Ultra. I didn't know there was a Litecoin Ultra. So Litecoin, we're looking around $62. It's at $64 right now, but falling from the $80 it was. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate because I do have a bag of Litecoin I like to use or mine cryptocurrencies, maybe different altcoins, spec coins, whatever, and then convert it into Litecoin automatically just to be more stable because we know some of these newer proof of work coins can fluctuate quite hard, especially when they get listed on the market. Whatever, Retro Mike. Happening, whatever you guys want to call it. Anyways, moving on. Crypto sell-off intensifies. Again, if you need my attention, please add me or send me a super chat. Otherwise, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling. It's 11:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but there is a delay between when I talk and when you listen or when you hear me. So I don't think it was a big deal that those coins were hit. I mean, it's across the board. So plain and simple, across the board. Diversify yourself. Don't be all in on crypto and traditional stocks and 401k and RRA, you know, real estate. Do the whole gamut, right? If you have the money to do it, do it. Because the problem is not everybody has that capability. It took me a long time to get where I am at, and it took me a long hole to climb out of mentally just to get to where I'm at. It's not easy by any means, and the society or the world certainly wants to keep you in your position and not let you become one of the 1%. You know, the rich, the famous, the influencers, the top of the echelon. But for the people that made it, they worked hard for it. Some of them, not all of them, some of them got a spoon in their damn mouth and was gifted it. But for the rest of us, we got to work at it. So work hard, keep your head down, and quit bitching. Crypto's oldest use case is back in the spotlight, but why now? Tokenization. For some reason, tokenization, one of the crypto industry's original promise, is again making headlines. I've got a quote here that says, "It's so funny because people that had been around since 2018 have all of these scars from pitching this stuff and believing in it, and nothing happened." Polygon's tokenization lead, Colin Butler, told Decrypt, "Tokenization basically refers to the transfer of more traditional financial assets like stocks and bonds onto a blockchain. The transition has promised lower overhead costs and increased efficiency, and these days it's got everyone pretty excited. Avalanche, for instance, has just rolled out a $50 million initiative to help builders in the area. So as long as they're doing it on Avalanche." Last year, BlackRock CEO called it the next generation of markets, right? Tokenization of stocks, tokenization of assets, tokenization. And we got to be careful about this, right? Because this is kind of the problem that led to the 2008 financial crisis is, they were basically selling shares of homes and then selling these homes to people who really couldn't afford it if they've done some research and looked into the individual, their job, their earnings, their family, what their monthly bills are, stuff like that. They were selling these beautiful homes to these people that shouldn't have been in it in the first place and couldn't afford it. Thank you, Retro Mike, for gifting 5 memberships to everybody. Appreciate you guys. If you are a member, don't forget to follow, go to the community tab, and join the Discord. Also, I do have a Patreon, which is linked, and you will also get additional perks if you're a Patreon member. Otherwise, be a member of the channel, and I thank you for your support. But anyways, 2008 financial crisis was a tough time for everybody, but that whole selling shares, right, pieces of the house to whoever, right, some person in a different country that was nowhere near the house, kind of came back to bite us in the butt. So as long as we're doing it responsibly and effectively, yeah, it could be a cheaper and a more efficient way to move forward. Just how do you apply it economically and in a safe manner is really what's going to be the different stuff. So anyways, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, says it's next generation markets. The writer is saying, but why all of a sudden? And then we got a quote here from Butler that says, "I think the short answer for me is culture. There's actually hardcore blockchain believers in all of these large TradeFi firms now. It basically took that amount of years for them to advocate for this to procreate, oh my God, to basically come up to the top and for the top to even consider it. During the time that DeFi also funds and legs, decentralized lending kicked off, Uniswap launched, and of course, yield farming in 2022. And yield farming is still a major thing. And well, not as major as it used to be, but it's still very popular. In parallel with this development, Centrifuge CEO Lucas told Decrypt that TradeFi started to understand what DeFi actually means. The idea of having trustless smart contracts to settle these transactions can lead to efficient gains. It's actually a better back-end infrastructure for what they are doing. Centrifuge, like Polygon, has been at the center of tokenization, or alternatively, the real-world asset trend for some time. The project lets businesses of all types put up their real-world collateral to mint the decentralized stablecoin DAI. Today, it's servicing over 235 million in assets. Wow. Franklin Templeton, an asset manager with more than 1.4 trillion in assets under management, also launched one of its funds on Polygon earlier this year. Across Polygon, Ethereum, and the Nos chain, there is more than 345 million in tokenized assets on chain today. There's clear momentum, and here we got a chart. Tokenized assets on Polygon, Ethereum, Nos, and let's see here. The biggest one to me is gray, which is Ondo. Then we got Matrix Stock in orange, backend in blue. Pink is Maple. Yellow is Open Eden. All right. Anyways. So, what do we see? What do we see? It's going to require that everyone who's working in this industry today is willing to take a certain amount of risk, and it's going to require a couple more years to prove out that the risk is not actually there for regulation to catch up. Is not actually there for regulation. Okay, okay. Onboarding the entire financial system is a behemoth representing hundreds of trillions of dollars. Is a little more complicated than deploying a smart contract over the weekend. And don't forget, smart contracts can be exploited. So hopefully the developers that are building smart contracts are doing their due diligence because, you know, once you have trillions of dollars in assets in various arenas, whether it be real estate or this or that, the other, you know, there could be some lucrative opportunity for the malicious actors to exploit. If you rewire your rails, you do something wrong, you're BlackRock. You're jeopardizing 8.5 trillion in business. Exactly what I was just talking about. And everybody has that same challenge. I had a digital head and a big infrastructure provider to Strathclyde model and 20,000 headcount reduction. The Polygon exec said, if tokenization actually works right, there's like a quarter of their employees. So basically, tokenization is becoming more popular. One of the biggest proponents of blockchain. I know everybody wants to keep saying crypto, but blockchain and the underlying tech is the most exciting part. However, the SEC is set to greenlight Ether futures or Ethereum traded futures, ETFs, in win for the crypto industry. You know, good news around the same time as the crash, but unfortunately the crash superseded it. Ethereum surges 11% after a report that the SEC is set to approve the Ethereum futures contract. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. Actually, why are we doing it here? Let's go to TradingView and take a look at Ethereum. Which one do I have? I don't even have it on here because I'm silly like that. Ethereum. Let's go to Bitstamp. I mean, it looked basically the same. Do you see that? Nothing pretty much changed. So yeah. I mean, this is on a daily. This is what I primarily focus on. Wow. Let's refresh that. See if the chart automatically adjusts. Nope, it doesn't. I gotta fix that. Anyways. Yeah. So that kind of sucks. But I mean, it's good news, right? At least. But the price of Ethereum surged to 16,668 or 1668. Said too many sixes. That would be $16,668. That would be lovely, but it's not. So that's where we are right now. If we look at the past 7 days, you know, dropping down from 1,800 all the way down to, wow, what was that? 1621? Yeah, 1621. We're back up to 1668. Following news that the SEC is set to allow the first exchange-traded fund based on Ethereum futures, according to the August 17th report from Bloomberg, which cited anonymous sources. Here we go again with anonymous sources familiar with the matter. The regulator does not look as though it will block the applications for nearly 12 companies, including ProShares, Volatility Shares, Bitwise, Roundhill, that had filed to launch Ethereum futures ETF in recent weeks. And you can see here we got some tweets. It remains unclear which ETF applications will be approved by the SEC. However, officials indicate that several of the filings may be approved by as soon as October. So that would be good, right? And preparing for 2024, I think 2024 or the end of 2024 would be a better year overall for crypto. You just, again, got to keep your head down, adjust accordingly, do whatever you need to do, grab a bunch of phones and start mining, whatever. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your risk tolerance is, you know, investing a lot of money into hardware, saying, you know, 40,000, 28,000, 30,000 in the Caspa miners. There's got to be a certain risk tolerance there, and one that you got to be willing to take. If you're not, you're going to Bitcoin. You know the Bitcoin's having it coming. If you invest all this money, thousands of dollars into ASICs, even the new Bitmain S21, which I am super interested in, you know, there's got to be a certain level of risk tolerance that you'd be comfortable with, because when the halving comes, those machines may not be profitable. So what would you do if you weren't profitable anymore? How would you adjust? GPUs. GPU mining is not as proper. It's across the board, guys. Everybody has to adapt and overcome. Complaining about the problem doesn't fix the damn problem. So adjust, keep your head down, keep stacking them sats. ETF and analyst Eric said that he wasn't surprised by the SEC's move to approve the Ethereum futures ETFs, but adding that the decision shows how regulatory views on different products such as Bitcoin or spot Bitcoin ETF. We got Eric tweeting out here. It's not surprising to us. We had said they would approve Ethereum futures early in the race. Nice to be validated. Now, what does this mean for spot? Hard to say. Beyond it shows that their views, policy, and tolerance can change, which is true. The SEC is like, I don't know. The SEC needs to have a clean slate, and we need to get some leaders in there that are open-minded but objective. Like, I'm not asking for somebody to approve everything, right? I'm not asking to put somebody in office that is going to be pro-Bitcoin or pro-crypto, but one that's open-minded, that will be able to have if they don't have the knowledge and understanding of blockchain or the underlying technology that makes crypto tick, that they will educate themselves, be more prepared, be more understanding, and be willing to work with the industry and not sit there and wait for the industry to get out of line to just start going around hitting the band hammer and finding everybody, but one that was willing to work. Like, hey, no, you got out of line. Let me bring you back center. This is what we expect. This is what we need. This is what you need to file. This is the information. You got to show proof of reserve, proof of reliabilities, blah, blah, blah. Like, somebody that's willing to work with the industry. Because I really believe if we can, and I said this many times, if we can, the United States, North America, the countries of the world, provide clear, cohesive framework or understanding that it could help the world economy, period. But if we're sitting there and we're arguing against each other and one country bans it, the other country wants it, the other one makes it legal tender, we're just, the countries that are in the positions that they are, as like Argentina and stuff like that, it's just going to get worse with inflation. So Coinbase wins approval to offer crypto futures. It's talking about I think it's the Ethereum ETF. Yeah. So they will move to allow Coinbase to offer Bitcoin and Ether futures directly to eligible. Allow what? Okay, hang on. Time out. I misread that. Had several secured approval. Is this for real? Coinbase said on Wednesday it had secured approval to offer cryptocurrency futures to U.S. retail customers, scoring a major regulatory win even as the battle with the SEC ensues. The move would allow Coinbase to offer Bitcoin and Ether futures directly to eligible U.S. customers. Until now, only its institutional clients could trade in such products. Coinbase shares climbed 3% to $81.55 after approval, which was granted by the National Futures Association, NFA, a self-regulatory organization designated by the Committee's Futures. See, the CFTC is like cool with us. It's the SEC that isn't. That's why I would like the CFTC to regulate us. But, they were kind of having like a turf war as well. Anyways, Coinbase has a comment here where they say this is a critical milestone that reaffirms our commitment to operate a regulated and compliant business. Okay. This is good news. I wonder when, what are we looking at here? 2 years after, so Coinbase filed the application 2 years ago. People are happy, but I don't think we see any, like dates and stuff like that. Now, here's an announcement, moving on. This is an announcement that the market just didn't care about because of all the, the downturn, right? The negative FUD, fear, and FOMO that's been spreading throughout the crypto ecosystem. But Shiba Inu going to zero as SHIB price falls 15% after Shibarium launch and Sonic coin surges past 100K. Now, this is one of those article websites that I would be very cautious, grain of salt, because sometimes their articles are a little bit out there and sometimes using unverified sources. And that's the hard part, is not even just news outlets that are what I would call no name. But even some of the more prominent news outlets, it's almost like I can't trust them, and I have to go and recheck them. If there's something I'm really interested in, or I really want to confirm this is what happened, it's almost like I got to go out and get it myself. You can't rely on one news source to give you the correct news all the time. You have to kind of compare and contrast, and that's really what I liked about the crypto community, and I hope that it can continue to still do this, is you guys might come to me when a new GPU comes out, and we look at the hash rate, the performance, the power draw at the wall, whatever, stuff like that. And you take that data, you take that information, you go and compare it against Red Panda Mining, or you go and compare it against Son of a Tech, or whatever. And then Bitsby Trippin would add his own testing later on, but his testing methodology would go a little bit deeper than what we could because of his equipment. And you just want to compare and contrast. You know, what is the data lining up? All right, this person says this hash rate at this power draw is super efficient. This person is not getting that same efficiency, maybe getting impacted by Silicon Lottery, thermals, environmental. There's a lot of variables. So you just want to compare and contrast across the board. And I really love that about the crypto community. And I hope it continues to still stay that way, because it's becoming more of a screw everybody else, I'm right. Don't watch them, watch me. And I don't like that. Just watch whoever you want to watch. And if I give you some data or information or guidance, and you can take that and then compare it against others, and it aligns with whatever your end goal or your findings, your finalized findings are, then great. If I could have helped out with that, if I helped at least one person per video, I am happy with that, because I know for a fact it doesn't get a lot of views. We can clearly see that. And I don't think anything will change who I am. But, you know, everybody says that until they actually land a sweet gig and a sweet job with lots of money. But I will always try to stay true to myself and who I want to be for the world. Not just you guys, but just the world in general. The same that you see right now is what you're going to get in real life. No bullshitter, call it how I see it. Sometimes my mouth gets me in trouble, yes, especially at my 9 to 5. But I just, you know, even if a project pays me or it's a sponsored content, as I tell everybody, if it's crap, I'm going to call it crap. If it's stupid, I'm going to call it stupid. So, you know, if you want to give me a product that you really believe in, I'm not going to shit on it, but I'm going to evaluate it and think about it from an end user standpoint. So compare and contrast. Take the data I give you, compare it against somebody else, compare that against somebody else, compare that against somebody else. And don't just do that with YouTube, but do that with major news outlets. And that's my biggest concern is especially in the political arena, right? Now everybody's talking about they accept Bitcoin for their campaign trail. It's like, I don't care if you accept Bitcoin. I don't care if you're pro Bitcoin. What I care about is you're pro Bitcoin or pro crypto, as well as other values that I found or that I find to be important to the user, or to me, or to the blue collar worker, or to the, you know, the middle class, the lower class, because there is no middle class. It just depends on which side of your thinking you're on. But, you know, I really care about the people of the world, not the people that own yachts and Ferraris and Lambos and stuff like that. They're doing fine. Congratulations. I'm glad you fucking made it. Don't give a shit. I got my own problems to worry about. So do you. How can I help you? How can you help me? That's how we need to be interacting with one another. But this article is dunking on Shib. But I do believe that, you know, they're saying it's going to zero. I do believe that Shib's new launch or recent launch is really good, right? And we got Cal here, says that in all the FUD, the most important announcement is completely ignored. Something so important that which will lay the foundation for our decentralized digital nation. Shai has put his heart and soul into it, and everyone is welcome to help build in this world with us. He's talking about the Shibarium, you know, launch and stuff like that. Let's go to English. So here's the SHIB paper, a bridge. This is a big thing on Ethereum, and nobody talked about this. Nobody gave a damn about this. I think there's some good prospects in this. I think this is good for the SHIB community, but I do agree with Kyle here that everybody's just ignoring it, and it's probably because they're seeing their portfolio, right? Their crypto assets, their Coinbase, their Cash App, their Robinhood, just taking a huge dump. And I completely understand, man. I completely understand. It sucks, right? You know, once the portfolio was at 6,200, but now it's down quite significantly. I actually just got something flashed here. Let me see here. Federal Reserve. So Federal Reserve Board issues enforce action with Farmington. So it looks like Farmington State Bank of Farmington, Washington, Jesus, I can't talk. Slapped with Fed enforcement action tied to FTX. This could be an opportunity for creditors to see $50 million from Farmington, as well as. Okay, so let me see. So FTX linked Farmington State Bank slapped with Fed enforcement action. Cease and desist. So this could be an opportunity, and there's actually a press release on this. This is 2 days ago. This could be an opportunity for the FTX debitors, or the people that have lost money in FTX, creditors or whatever, to get their money, or to claw back some of their money. So that just flashed on my phone when I opened it up. Just wanted to share that real quick. But going back to SHIB, yeah. You know, it sucks that we got some people dunking on a project that is trying to progress and trying to do good things, just because it started off as a meme coin. And there's a lot of meme coins. You can't tell which one's going to be that next, one-hit wonder, or that one that takes you out of poverty or makes you a millionaire, jumping you from the middle class to the 1%. But for those that do, if you're watching this and you were living paycheck to paycheck and you do hit it big, I am so stoked for you. I'm so blessed for you. Congratulations. Don't change who you are just because you got the money. Give back to the community, give back to your people, give back to the nation that you reside from or that your nationality is with. Like, just keep helping others, because that's what we're here in this world for. It's not just for our own selfish ambitions, but to help one another. And who knows, I hope you reach that next level, or you help me and I reach that next level. So let's just keep helping one another out. But why Bitcoin Spark could be the next Cardano, and an in-depth analysis. So I heard a couple people talk about this, but I'm not sure. So Bitcoin Spark is a new Bitcoin fork that seeks to solve the limitations of its predecessor while bringing new technology to blockchain. To achieve significant improved transactions per second, the Bitcoin Spark network will have increased individual block transaction capacity and reduced time per block. The network will also include a greater number of, and I see some super chats, or I see some, hang on one second. I'll get to your messages. The network will also include a greater number of nodes to ensure lower gas fees. Bitcoin Spark will also support smart contracts through a multi-layered architecture that includes separate contract execution systems with singular network finality. The layered approach ensures scalability while also allowing multiple programming languages to be used. Bitcoin Spark will support Rust, nice, Viper, Solidity for like Ethereum, and all high-level languages that can be compiled on EVM bitcode, or the Ethereum virtual machine. Bitcoin Spark network will also be a proprietary consensus mechanism known as proof of process. So we got POP now. We got proof of use of work, we got proof of work, we got proof of stake, we got proof of space and time, post, and now we got POP. There we go. We're getting all kinds of terminology. But POP is an innovative blend between proof of work and proof of stake, which requires miners and validators to stake and provide processing power to the network in order to validate blocks and earn rewards. The POP will be used with an algorithm that it inhibits linear rewards based on the stake size or raw processing power to ensure a more equitable distribution. Additionally, Bitcoin Spark dev team will provide an application that enables anyone with Windows, Android, iOS, Linux, or macOS device to mine by permitting access to device's processing unit. The app will run through the services, CPU, GPU, and memory in an isolated environment that does not affect or interact with any other part of the device. It also adjusts the resources it uses to the device to account for overheating battery. Hey, so there you go, Retro Mike. Should be another coin that maybe we can mine. Let's go see if Bitcoin Spark is on here. Nope, sure not. We'll see what comes out of this. I don't put a lot of things into it, but Bitcoin Spark, there's the website. ICO, initial coin offering. You know you don't like those. Obviously, we got some people already creating some hype about it. It's $1.75 right now, but I didn't see it on CoinMarketCap. Electrifier earnings. Let's see here. So it looks like coming soon. All right, so it's not out yet. ICO, public ICO, 19.05%. Mining reward, 78%. 2.38 for liquidity pools and exchanges, and 0.24 to team tokens. That's a small amount to the team. I hope you guys do well and let the project grow. I don't see anybody that really sticks out to me as far as partners. I'm going to just sit on the sidelines for this. I'm not going to even give it that much thought. But who knows? Maybe it will be a good project. I'll keep an eye on it. But let's see. Audit reports. Maybe I'll look through those. KYC reports. I'll keep an eye on it. We'll see. We'll see. But PayPal is also going to stop purchases in the UK until 2024. So they're not going to continue their acquisition that they were talking about, or that we talked about earlier this year. They're going to chill out and wait to 2024, which I think is a good move. I think it's a good move. So let me check out the chat, guys, for all my viewers that watch later on. Bear with me real quick. We're just going to blow through this last little bit and then wrap up the stream. Do not leave just yet. Hang in there. Please hit the like button and make sure you get subscribed. So Z-Part says, when next video about immersion cooling? I don't know, man. Hopefully soon. We got to talk about the setup. I'm probably going to go pick up my mom and run up to Home Depot because she likes to go get her flowers or whatever she needs to help out. She just had surgery on her arm, so she can't do anything yet. She's got to wait till spring. So Mama Serpent needs to heal up. We need to get her motion back. She got to go to physical therapy and stuff like that. But take her to Home Depot because I was looking at some options because we got to figure out how to get that dry cooler safely and securely mounted to the ground outside the garage. Now, Chris Hanley says, learn Nerd Miner setup from you. Built several now. Thank you. You are very welcome. There is a new video coming out, Chris Hanley, talking about the latest update and how it improves hash rate. I hope you already updated. But for some of the other people that have not, that video should be dropping this upcoming week. I just need to get all that Mining Disrupt content out as much as possible. What's up, 3 Fox Co? Thank you for stopping by. I look forward to giving you guys some content in the future involving our colleagues and people in the space. Stay tuned for that. Not going to give you any plugs, but real quick announcement. If you're watching this now or later, September 30th, I have a very important meeting, and I'm working and I'm doing my best to try to get Comcast and the ISP to get their crap together, because this is the first time that you will have all of us in one spot. The announcement will come in the future of who the individuals are that will be joining me in for this meeting. It's not a big miner meeting like we did with the Ethereum Merge miners meeting, where we had everybody. I do want to do one of those. I will let you know when that happens. But this is just going to be a meeting amongst the top guys in the crypto mining scene, the guys that have been around for quite a long time, the OGs. And it's really hard to pin them down, right? Everybody's busy, including myself, and to try to find a time. I've been working on scheduling this for quite a while. There's only going to be 4 people total, including myself, so that leaves 3. I'll let you try to guess who those 3 might be, but just bear with me. September 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so after Rapid Mining, we will have a live discussion amongst some of the colleagues in the space, and they all bring their unique flares and their unique perspective to it. So this isn't like something where you're going to get some in-depth knowledge, but we're going to be talking about, well, you are going to get in-depth knowledge because these guys are very knowledgeable, period. But everybody's got their own niche in the space, and it kind of mixes either together or adds to one another. So it'd be very good to get these guys together, get their thoughts on a few topics, few conversations. Stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I will keep posting updates as we lead into it. But PayPal is going to stop with its progression into the UK. Payments giant PayPal will temporarily pause crypto purchases in the United Kingdom until early 2024, the company said Wednesday, citing that stricter rules by the country's financial regulators. So uncertainty, regulatory clarity needs to be cleared out, like finalized. concerns, probably the market conditions, I would just wait. Really, you know, from a miner's perspective, I wouldn't wait, but from a business perspective, I will. Now, I am looking to help users out there, users, mid-scale farms, large-scale farms, small farms, anybody who needs help with something, I can help you out. I see a number of my colleagues doing the exact same thing. There's plenty of space for everybody to grow in this industry. I don't have a lot of time because I work a 9 to 5, but if you're willing to work with me and we can schedule, like, I come up there on the weekend, help you guys out, or maybe you just want to talk and maybe run some things by me, I can help you out. We just need to schedule it. Now, Patrons do get some like group meetings with me if those of you sign up, depending on the tier package, but I do offer this outright. So if you need something, email me or hit me up in the DMs, Twitter, Discord, and I'll do my best to help you out or find a time in which we can speak. But bear with me because I'm just a regular guy that is trying to live my life and do the best I can for my family. So just like you, just do what you can, man. Asia promotes crypto clarity amid regulatory uncertainty in the U.S. So Asia's trying to get the crypto people back into their space, right? After the crypto ban, or at least the ban on mining. They want to continue to grow. I think Hong Kong or China, especially with the largest, real estate bank, Evergrande, crashing, or the economic situation of all that since the COVID pandemic, they're trying to bring people back in because they want to be that next giant. They want to be the world leading economic power. All right, and so this Evergrande situation and the issues economically since the pandemic is kind of hurting that goal that they're trying to reach out for to surpass the United States as the world economic power. I know the United States doesn't want that to happen, but if the United States doesn't really want that to happen, they would do better in identifying, understanding, and regulating crypto properly so that way we can utilize it to expand the U.S. market or the U.S. economics. Because right now people are looking at us and be like, I don't want to trade in USD. I don't know if I want to put all my assets in on your side. So we'll see how things go. I'm not a regulator. I'm not a politician. And I'm definitely not an economist. But I do have a little bit of understanding. So we'll see how things pan out. Let's go check out video cards real quick, see if there's anything popping off. And we're going to get ready to get out of here. So if you have any last minute questions, concerns, comments, or otherwise, please at me or send a super chat. Meanwhile, we're probably going to get ready for my boy Red Panda Mining, who's going to be going live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit that like button for him. Show him some love and let him know that, Serpent sent him. Serpent sent you. So let's see here. What do we got? AMD's canceling Radeon RX 8000 Navi 4C GPU diagram has been partially leaked. Now, this is very interesting to me. Let me go take a look at this real quick. We're going to do a redirect. Red Panda Mining coming on at 12. Which one is the right video? It's this one. All right, save. There we go. Let's see what this is. Active interposer die, shader engine die, media and IO die. Interesting. Moore's Law is dead recently shared a diagram of AMD's unreleased RX 8000 GPU culminating Navi 4C and AMD plans for next generation series. They were initially preparing for the GPU, but Navi 41 and 42 are allegedly canceled. Why? It's important to note, blah, blah, blah. The leak confirms that Navi 4 project is a substantial endeavor. The complex nature of this design could have posed challenges for the company. Okay, so challenges in the design. Interesting. I love Moore's Law is Dead is a very good guy to watch if you're into tech and the nitty gritty architecture design, real detail oriented. Something if you like that stuff, go watch. So let's see here. AMD Navi 4 concepts renders demonstrate the complexity of a high-end RDNA 4. Look at that. So stacking chips. Interesting. I mean, this is the future, right? You scale down, you start stacking your chips, and that could present issues. We've seen some of the issues with the 7950 X3D, right, where the CPUs are blowing up due to a number of variables, CPU voltage, maybe motherboards are overclocking or overvolting too much because you left it on auto and you needed a BIOS update, like with Asus and stuff like that. You know, this was the natural progression of CPU or just silicon in general, right? Smaller, 3 nanometer, 5 nanometer, start stacking, try to keep the footprint small, try to be as close as possible, but in a good enough thermal or environmental ratio. So that way, you know, because if you have that direct, right, die placement, you know, your memory can run faster, your cache is much faster, your, you know, everything is so close together that it's so much quicker. All right, so it looks like, you know, Starfield, blah, blah, blah. I don't really see anything that's just captivating me. EVGA had plans for the GeForce GTX 1080 Kingpin GPU prototype PCB showcase. So I think it's talking about Jay's 2 cents or maybe somebody else. But anyways, we're waiting for Red Panda Mining. Do we have any questions, concerns, comments? Let me see what you guys are saying here. You guys are talking to each other. So I appreciate ETF efforts, but this is not the story that is going to be written by BlackRock Game. Did the math just because that what I do, SHIB, is at less than 1 penny, would be a market cap of 581 billion and at 60% higher than Bitcoin's market cap. Yeah, for it to hit those prices like SHIB to $1, it would take a miracle, and it's very doubtful. So let me go ahead and mute my microphone. And as we wait for Red Panda Mining, we're going to watch this excerpt from CNN Business.
Modern applications have connected components across distributed architectures. That's why Cisco Full Stack Observability is a comprehensive solution. You get full stack observability, full stack insights, and full stack action. That's Cisco Full Stack Observability.
Bitcoin far from a safe haven during this mid-August angst. The cryptocurrency down more than 5%. It tumbled almost 10% late Thursday. And there were also reports that Elon Musk's SpaceX has sold virtually all its Bitcoin holdings. SpaceX, however, reportedly turning a Q1 profit, even with Bitcoin off the docket. Just to be clear, the Wall Street Journal reporting that SpaceX has been selling at least some of its holdings of Bitcoin, which it wrote down by over $370 million in the past 2 years. Now, CNN has been unable to verify the sell-off. One broker was quoted saying the news sparked a panicked reaction in the crypto market. Elon Musk has been a vocal proponent of Bitcoin and other crypto. Now, Claire Duffy joins us on this. I read the whole thing from Wall Street Journal, and actually it was a case of hold your horses with the Bitcoin thing. We don't really have any clarity on who did what when, but there's a broader shakedown going on in risk assets, and Bitcoin's in that too.
Yeah, Julie, it's interesting because Elon Musk has been such a big proponent of Bitcoin and of crypto more generally. But, you know, you see him starting to dump some of his holdings from his companies. Tesla sold off a big chunk of its Bitcoin holdings last year. And I think this really underscores what a significant influence he and his companies have in this crypto market. But of course, as you said there, this Thursday sell-off came amid a broader stock market sell-off. You have lots of investors that are trying to dump some of these riskier assets over concerns in the sort of economic precarious moment that we're in. And Thursday's sell-off hit the stock market. It hit even traditionally safer bets like government bonds. And so I think sort of a gloomy outlook for investors in these riskier markets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Yeah. I mean, at the core of cryptocurrencies really was the bad behavior of central banks in particular. So when they're raising rates, the argument perhaps falters. But to your point, it's far more complicated than that always.
And of course, you know, we're in this moment where crypto is facing significant regulatory pressure in the US, which is probably contributing as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a number of different, as always, there's always a number of different variables that impact why the markets are down. But it's not just crypto; it's traditional. It's across the board. Hang in there. It's okay. You will be fine. Keep stacking them sats. Good luck. Keep sharing information with one another. If you know, there's a lot of new content creators in the space, in the crypto blockchain space. Don't be shy. Grab a camera, start recording your adventure. Start sharing that adventure. It's going to start off small. Few subs here, couple views here, couple views there, and just continue to build upon that. Continue to build upon it, continue to grow, and welcome to the ecosystem. But don't forget who you are. Don't change who you are for the rest of the world. And just be your unique self. Bring something new to the space. Bring your own flair, your own thoughts, right? Don't let the outside world influence your behavior in such a way that you're changing who you are just to meet the man. And see, that's the thing, is I see a lot of that, not in our crypto mining content creator space, but just across the board, where people are changing who they are because it gets the views, or they're changing what they do because it gets the clicks or the ads or the money. And I understand that, it's a business. You got to operate as a business, and sometimes you got to take on like the whole FTX thing, right? A lot of people were shilling FTX and hyping up FTX, and I never talked to them, promoted them, or anything like that. But then people did, and then it came back to bite them in the butt. You also got to be careful in how you say things, how you pronounce to the world, because it can come back to bite in the butt. So as long as you're being objective, you're being neutral, and you're staying true to yourself, I think you'll be fine. But don't be shy. Pick up the camera and get started. Check it out. Welcome to the world. Red Panda Mining still is not live, but I'm going to leave you guys here. Please do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date. As well as check out some of the links in the description. Thank you to the new 5 members of the channel. Don't forget, there's also a Patreon. And if anybody needs some help with their hardware or farm or setup, or it doesn't matter, large, small, indifferent, if you need some help, DM me, email me. We'll get something on the books, and I will do my best to help you when I can. I have a lot of knowledge, but not a lot of paper to back up that knowledge. So it's a work in progress, but you just keep going forward, keep your head up, and keep grinding. So that will do it for today's show. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.